Hi everybody, it's Chris, and welcome to another vlog on the little stories from beginning to end. Sorry it's taken us so long to get this one out, but frankly we've just been kind of busy and things have been a little bit nuts. So, we have already shown you how we select the story, how Percival records the story portion of the show, and now we're going to show you the next step in the process, which is where I put on my editor hat and turn things into a nice, clean, crisp editing file. And in order to do that, we're right here at our computer, and we'll go ahead and show you that process. First, we take our file that we've actually already recorded, or the Percival is already recorded, and we want to go ahead and open that up with our sound program. We use a program called Cool Edit Pro, which is very, very, very old, but it does what we want. I think it actually became a Sound Blaster Odyssey later on. Not sure if I'm remembering correctly or not. But at any rate, we go ahead and we open that up. First we got to find it. Desktop. There we go. And there is our file. I know that this is probably going to kind of be boring, but this is the next step in the process. So if you are interested, keep hanging out. Let me check the camera real quick to make sure that you can actually see the screen and see what I'm doing. Move this over just a teeny tiny little bit. Okay, there we go. You should be able to see it pretty clearly now. So let's get to the editing. Now normally I do this with the headphones on that you can see there, but for these purposes folks are actually out of the house, so I'm able to, go ahead and do it with the regular speakers. And this is the audio file of everything that we recorded on the last episode. So as you can see here, more than likely this section here is going to be the story. Now the first thing actually that we do want to do though, or that I want to do, is I want to look for a space where there's been barely any speaking at all. And there's a reason for that, which is to reduce the noise, the background hum, because we use a Yeti Blue microphone and it is extremely sensitive. I mean, you could hear a pin drop from 3 rooms away with this thing. So there is always some ambient noise that needs to be pulled out beforehand. So what we're looking for here as I zoom on in is something like this spot right here where there's really not much of a sound wave. So we'll go ahead and bring that in, give it a listen from that point. And now we must do something that I forgot. Unfortunately not. Let's try one of these over here. And that's not too bad. We'll see if we've got enough. That's not too bad. Aha, that's even better. You probably can't hear it, but it's a mechanical whining noise. Let me see if I can turn the volume up so you can hear it. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's a along with some static. So I've located what I'm after. That's this sound right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead into Effects, Noise Reduction, and we're going to get Profile from the selection. In other words, it's going to read that section that we just highlighted so that we can pull it out. And here, as you can see on the graphic display, hopefully, this is what the actual sound looks like. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, and now that it's in there, we're going to close that out. And we're going to go and zoom back out. We're going to go. Okay, now we go Control All because we want to go ahead and remove that noise from the entire audio track. And that's what this is going to do for us. So again, we go to noise reduction. And see, it's still there. The program has saved that particular frequency that we're looking to get rid of. And we want to go ahead and reduce it by about 40 decibel points is good to get rid of it. 30 sometimes. We're going to go with 40 because that's normally what we do. Click OK, and now what the computer is going to go ahead and do is it's going to go ahead and go through the entire audio file, the entire recording, and it's going to pull that frequency out and deaden it down. And we'll be able to show that to you, and it's going to take about 10 minutes to do that. So rather than just sit here for 10 minutes and not doing anything, I'm going to try to, we'll just go ahead and pause it here and then come back. Okay, I wasn't sure at first whether or not I could actually multitask on this while this is running in the background, pulling out that noise, but I think it'll work. So the next step while we're cleaning off the audio file is to scan the actual pages of the story into the computer so that I can make them all crisp and nice and new. Now, fortunately, because our program, we are talking about the episode or the book, we're talking about the book, we're talking about the meaning of it and discussing it, that makes it fall under the fair use doctrine, which means that we can't get dinged for copyright infringement on these books. Plus, we always make sure to list the illustrator as, being the one who actually did the illustrations at the beginning of the file, which, if memory serves, Percival forgot to do at the very end of this because I've already actually listened to the sound as it came out. Just to make sure that it was all there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to scan some pages in here and show you what that's like, which is not very exciting, but there it is. And we've got our scanner, which is actually right there. We'll just leave it out of frame, mostly. Alrighty. Set that back so you can see. You may not be able to see me, but you'll be able to see scanning in the papers. Tale of Peter Rabbit. This is what they call multitasking. Yay for us. And there we go, we got the Tale of Peter Rabbit. And we want to edit that because we just want the first little bit. There we go. And it's going to give us a few problems here, of course, because we're recording. Boom. And now all the unnecessary stuff is gone. So there's Peter Rabbit. The first thing that we want to do is now we're going to go ahead and save these as JPGs. And we're going to do that. Make this cover. Create a new folder on the desktop. And save it to there. Boom. And now we've got that one. Oh, I don't care. It's the first time that's popped up, like I said, because it's recording. So we've got the cover. Now we can start scanning on the inside pages. We've still got about 4 minutes left on cleaning up the audio file. So what I do is I scan each page of the book and then stitch them together because the scanner bed of the printer is not quite large enough to capture 2 pages at once. Not quite. It's missing by about 1/2 inch. So I have to do it this way. And we'll just pull this in. Change the DPI. There we go. All right. We click apply. Poof. There it is. There's the first page cover on the inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to say do exactly the same as the one before, except this time we're going to call this 1. So it's the first page. We're going to save that. Boom. And we keep on doing it. Rinse and repeat until we've got the whole book scanned in. And that's about all that there is for the scanning. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep doing that while we're waiting the extra 2 or 3 minutes that it's going to take to clean up this audio file. Alrighty? So we'll be back. Okay guys, we're back after actually several days. It just haven't gotten around to the better part of it. So by this time our searching out the background noise and getting rid of it has already taken place. We've went ahead and we've actually scanned the pages of the book in and assembled those together into nice coherent wholes, as you can see right here. Here's the frontispiece and so on. So in order to do these, what we had to do was to take and scan each individual page on the book and then put them together in MS Paint. Yes, we still use MS Paint. Hanging on to that for dear life, and make sure that the margins are nice, that it looks good, like you're actually looking at the book. So that's all of those with these wonderful illustrations. And the end of the book right there. So that leaves us on with the actual editing part here. So now that we've gotten rid of all the background noise, the next step that we need to do is we need to go ahead and get the story itself rather than just all the ancillary noise, which you can see here. We were recording the audio file at the same time that Percival was explaining how he records the story to you before he actually got into the actual story itself, which is right here. The reason this looks so much smaller and this looks so much bigger with the waveforms is because here he's facing away from our microphone and here he's facing directly towards it, so it's picking up that cone within it, within the front part of the mic. So let's go ahead and let's get rid of that previous stuff. So we just highlight it and then delete it. The Tale of Peter Rabbit. So as you can hear, that's the beginning of it. So we go ahead and get as close as we possibly can. Delete that out. Now, normally Percival is really good about not taking deep breaths or emphasizing B's and T's and P's and all those really hard vowels that it can be that can degrade sound quality. But one thing that we do is we actually take and we look for the breaths in between each one. So there again, we can see the entire waveform. We're just starting at the very beginning. And we go from here. And as you can see, as we zoom in, there's this area right in here. The tail, this little puppy right here, that's a breath. So we could run a filter. Here's another breath right here. Beatrix Potter. Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. So what we do is we go back. There's the breath, and we want to go ahead and just silence that. The Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. Here's another one. We're just going to silence that, and so forth and so on throughout the video, or the audio file. So that's basically the process of this, and then, obviously we cut out any mistakes that he's made, and I repair those, and just anything out of the sudden noises or things like that, and that's basically how we do the WAV file. I won't bother to put the whole process up for you because that would just be boring as watching paint dry, but that's basically the next step. That's how we process the audio and scan the pages in. I'm going to go ahead and get back to work on processing this audio here, and we'll see you for the next part of the video. Sorry it's been so long in between them, but things, you got to strike when the iron's hot, and it hasn't been hot lately. So anyway, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot. This is Chris reminding you that you are loved, that you are strong, and that you are not alone. All right, catch you on the next one.